Good morning. How is it going? Get the bean juice. Get my hot water bottle. I bought a time. Looks like you're the first one here. Keep that chat busy, mind. Busy chat. More views. More views. Don't know. Successful channel. Successful channel means I can buy some more crap for the channel to create novelty and interest for you guys. Right, how's the mic sound? Okay? Oh, put the speakers on. That's an interesting noise, isn't it? Right, first bit of setup. Second bit of setup, we need to just do my MIDI mapping. It's always something, isn't it? Right, I found something useful yesterday, which is why I called this video, which is, we're going to have a little lesson, and it's about moving about the guitar neck, something I'm very interested in at the minute, moving about the guitar neck, but I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to wait for some more people to get here and some more likes and stuff, and then we'll have a look at it. Yeah. Better play something to warm up. Any guitar questions? Well, that'll do for that one, I think. It's a not bad warmer up a track. My hands are freezing though. Hands are freezing. Let's have some more likes, some more subscribers. Get the chat busy. Come on, guitar questions. I played loads of stuff. There must be something you want to know. Other than what I'm going to show you. So have you all got your guitars at hand? That's the thing. Try and get the shoulder relaxed. Right, let's do something else. Do one more. Very bit of tune. All right, hi Sean, how's it going? Yeah, so oh God, I can't remember who it was, but I found this really cool, like little tutorial video, and what it was about just moving across the neck diagonally, like going this way and up, and there's just a nice sort of like little pattern you can use, which will take you into different positions. Yeah, and it's quite a simple idea, but super effective, and you can expand it. So initially, it's interesting. Yeah, just when you want your foot switch to work, it doesn't. Ah. Alright, wait a minute. It'll be on in a minute. Oh, look at that. Not responding. Anyway. Ah, there we go. Right. Thank you. It's really flaky at times, legato stuff. Alright, so what we got is this. So I think we better do this in E minor for my sanity. This is it. Oops. There we go, right. So there's a couple of things going on with this. Yeah, steal it. Icon Ghost, please do subscribe to the channel. So all it is we're in E minor, and we can start off with this. That. And then what we're going to do is we're just using two notes to get across the E minor scale. So forgive me if I make mistakes on this, because it was just last night I picked this up. And I was messing about with it. Right, I'll take you through it. It's the first bit. And then we're going to go with our third finger on that 8th fret. So there's a bit of a stretch there. And then we're pulling off, oops. Beg your pardon, in E minor. And then we're pulling off to the 7th fret. So this bit's really important because you're going to do this. And this is like that concertina hand motion that you'll see fusion guitarists do, this expansion and expansion and contraction of your hand. So it takes a bit of getting used to that. But it can land you in some pretty cool positions. What a cool thing to do. This is it. This is an easier position here. So here, just starting off with that little cell. You can see it better there actually. Alright. Sub if I completely steal the guitar, fine. Yeah, come and digitally steal it. So I don't know what you think of that. What do you think of that idea? Should we try it out on something? Let's try it out on the track. Something in E minor. Let's have a look. This is an E minor. That's our golden speed up. Some interesting things happening there. The track's very present. Drums are hard hitting. The bass is ripping and pulsing, thumping. And is this no? These are just the AI tracks. So the backing tracks are just AI by the sounds of it, because I've got like, I can hear the AI guitar that's on them. So it is too perfect. And very generic, but great to jam on, you know. But yeah, it's good. Like, I really don't mind jamming on anything, really. Sort my top out. Right. Yes, any questions with that traversing across the neck? I probably taught it really badly today. But what I found really interesting is going from and getting into that position was cool. Well, AI's getting better, isn't it? And that was another one I thought that was pretty cool as well. And that's doing like more 3 notes per string. Apart from there. So I think like one of the hard things with legato is moving across the neck, moving it. Yeah, AI. Hands are getting tired there. Yeah, it's just it's just practice. When I'm really zoned into the track and I'm really locked in with the drums, then like that's what happens. Especially when there's fills, I really like doing like a load of shredding over the drum fills and stuff. It always sounds really good. Trying to keep up. Especially if they're long fills, then that's like really cool. So let's have some more likes. We've got like a thumb down there, that's good. It means the algorithm's working and finding me people who probably don't like this. So for the musicians out here, what are you working on? Who's working on interesting stuff here? Any projects? Yeah, it's all about tread space. Alright, first Kurt Cobain comment coming in. Hi, be the queen. So this is good, it means the algorithm's working. Hey! Thanks for becoming a member, Space Pan. Nice, Southern Girl. I'm doing good. What happened there? Went on some mad mission. I think I deserve a cup of coffee after that. Right, thank you. Like, we've got 14 likes here. That's amazing. Can I have some more, please? Hi, Fabian. Hi, everybody. Somebody was asking a question before. Now, I was actually doing a guitar lesson, but as the only question is why does this guy look like Kurt Cobain? It's not really intentional. I never saw Nirvana and went, I want to look like Kurt Cobain, but it just happens that I suit. Well, actually, the story is when I was a young child, I had lovely blonde hair, and I think as I got to about 11 or 12 years old, I went and had my hair cut and my hair colour changed, and I was like basically in mourning for my blonde hair. And I knew one day when I was old enough and had control of my life that I would dye my hair blonde. And as soon as that time came, various experiments were done with my hair. One of them was a compromise between me and my mother, going, your hair's too long, you should look nice for when you go for your when you go and study doing your A-level music, right? And I was kind of browbeaten into that, and I thought, well, I could just have a shorter hair, and I wasn't wanting a total rock look anyway at the time. So this would be the early 90s. So yes, I had what would have been called a bob. So that was the first part of it. But then I realised when I had my bobbed hair, right, there was a problem. I looked like Chesney Hawkes, right? So it was all very straight. And Jesus Jones, actually Jesus Jones was one of my favourite bands at the time. So I needed to do something about it, and then hence the layering. That created more problems, because when you start having layers cut in, you either end up looking like Bon Jovi, which I didn't want to look like at the time. Nothing wrong with that, but it was just like far too kind of hair metal and corporate. So I didn't want that kind of look. And I didn't want to look like a mad auntie going to a wedding kind of look as well, which can also happen when you go to the hairdresser and they layer your hair and they brush it all straight. And it just looks absolutely shocking. I needed something rough. So I had to then find, it was a 10-year mission to then find the right correct hairdresser, and I found two that can cut layers in a really, three actually, that can cut hair in a really sort of choppy punk rock, non-poncy way. And that's what you have now. So it's like my guitar playing, my hair is an evolution. Anyway, back to the dyeing it blonde. So I used to get it all dyed blonde, and then that was just too much. It looked quite good in the 90s, though. It had that boy band look. But then I wanted something more choppier, and in my ignorance at the time, then it was going to be highlights. So I grew all of that out, put highlights in, and it was a crochet crap, and I used to go and have my hair pulled through this rubber cap, and it absolutely killed. Again, the effect wasn't quite what I was looking for. I had the layers, but then I had this very uniformed, blonde, symmetrical look, which I didn't like. So then I discovered foil, and then that was it. Foil, no game changer. That was total game changer. Foil in the hair, and then either a full head or maybe just a line down the middle, depending on I'm probably going to get a full head again very recent, like in the holidays. But the foil gives it that choppy surf, random kind of grungy look, and with the layers, I keep reminding my hairdresser. And I do say, look, I want to. It's like think Kurt Cobain, but in the future. So there you go. So that's a rundown of the evolution of my hair. Any other hair questions? Tim is a talent. I'm not from Scotland, but I'm close. I'm in Newcastle. All right, there. Kurt looks like Paul Gilbert with Yngwie's hair. That's a great combination. Best of both worlds. There you go. Very good. Paul's chiselled face with the roundness of Yngwie's hair is perfect, isn't it? Total contrast. All right, Enzo, I've almost got my hair as long as my hair as long. Tim, you've inspired me. Great. So that's good. Enzo, you have quite curly hair, but I'm sure like a bit of layering, if you can find the correct hairdresser and give them the instructions. I'm happy to send you an email with what to say to the hairdresser, so you too can have like the correct look. traditional writing, what is the main feature in texture or structural composition that tell apart from popular? That's a massive question, isn't it? Traditional writing, what is the main feature in texture or structural composition that tell apart from... I'm not 100% sure of that, but so when I studied my masters in music, I didn't play guitar at all, and I ended up, well, I didn't know what I was doing at first. But when I got clarity on what I was doing, I actually became what you would call a concrete composer. In other words, I became very interested in found sound and what it meant and what found sound made when you brought different elements together. And that wasn't particularly traditional composition. It was more like a kind of going with a narrative, a theme, or an idea. For me at the time, I was really into the philosopher Henry Lefebvre and his notions of space. So I was writing compositions based on lived, perceived and conceived spaces. So the lived space would have lived sounds, you know, and I would kind of hack those together, and then it would cross over into perceived space, which was everything that we build round us that helps us reproduce. So like the city. I don't want to go into this because it's a long, like it'll take the whole stream. So there was that kind of soundscape, and then you had the conceived space, which is the space for thought and contemplation. So that's what I was interested in, and I wasn't particularly interested in what scale was going to mirror that or what kind of structure. It sort of had its own structure that was naturally led by what the musical material said to me. I wish I could find them so we could hear them. But effectively, I would write these on speaker arrays as well in art galleries. And you would have multiple compositions that would lock together to make one composition. It was really weird. But that's a totally different side to me, that whole... I really enjoyed being a sound artist, I must admit, and it was great, and I did some like amazing projects. Like I was lucky, like when I left I was working straight away. I actually had a job as a sound artist reinterpreting museum objects, right? Sound and music for blind people. I was like really like just, I don't know how I got through it actually. But it was great working with the blind society, and like every week I had to be held accountable, and you would have a whole boardroom full of blind people telling me what they thought of my work and the work that they were doing and advising me to do. It was like really like high pressure. And I'd have to do workshops with them, and would have focus groups, and there would be meetings, and then making stuff, and like literally every single thing I did was like under scrutiny. But one of the museum objects I interpret, this isn't answering the question, was a steam train journey, of which I practiced driving a steam train because I wanted to use it as a musical instrument. It's another story, this. But actually, to drive that train cost as much as this Kiesel guitar. Every time it was fired up, with the staffing and everything, it was like ridiculous money. But it was the London Science Museum who were funding it. So that was good. That was a good CV hanger, wasn't it? Oh, I don't know what I've played and what I haven't played. Okay, is some player still active in surrounding country theatre or acting scoring? I'm assuming all of that's still going and commissioned and what have you. I think funding's not as good. Oh, super chat. Thank you, Donald. Thank you. That's so kind. Keeps the lights on in here. Yay. So, I'll just pour the coffee and then I'll just do another recap on today's very useful lesson. And those of you who've got your guitar, I hope you know. You can watch it back though, can't you? And you can slow it down. So we are 40, well, I'll shout the time out, and then if you want you can write it down, then you can just skip to that bit. And I'll just go through it one more time very slowly, because I taught it so badly before. That's the thing, like teaching on a stream is hard work, because it's like a performance teaching thing. So you're being analytical whilst trying to be in flow. It's like accelerating and braking. Right, so what it was we were talking about was this. Basically, we're traversing across the neck this way, going from high to low, but going from high to low across the fretboard. But it's great for fingerings. Now, this ends up like 3 notes and 2 notes. I've identified the easiest position to learn this is going to be here. We are in E minor, okay, E minor. And that's the first bit of it. I'll tell you what, I'll just play it slow. If you want to finish it off, there's G, so G major, E minor. And what this is cool as is getting it into different positions. And that's like a second position. So I wouldn't care, it wasn't me who taught this, it was a guy, I have to get his name. Oh. It's this guy who's like a Greg Howe expert. I wish I remember, he's a member on this channel as well. Oh dear, I'll have to find his name. Hold on. Credit where credit's due. Just bear with me one moment whilst I just check my history. Introspection Academy. That was it. It was the latest video. Introspection Academy. Very good. It was a really good lesson, that. And I'm sure that was one of the positions. And then the other position was here. But when you get a semitone, you're going to have to bunch your hands in. So, and a good position to practice that is here on the 5th fret. So you get that movement there. And that's what we call the concertina motion. Descending is where I'm falling apart here. Yes, so there's lots of ways to descend. I mean, if we're doing legato, rule of thumb with me is usually, well, there's two really. One, if I'm going this way, I'll just use economy. all the way of everything. So this right hand will just go down, 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 and then up, up, up. Or if I want a smoother sound, I'll use my finger. And then I'll use a pick to descend. The only thing is you've got to get your pick matching your middle finger, which is quite tricky to do. It's a little bit hard doing the descending with like that. I find I get a really awkward triplet feel. Yeah, hybrid. I don't have hybrid ability. That technique is just too challenging. For now, you don't have it, but you will have it probably. So, like, thinking about that, you know, I've failed about 3 attempts at trying to hybrid pick. Whoa. Oh God, that's fast, isn't it? C Lydian. Hi there. Yeah, Yaku, back to me. There we go. Boom. Well, that's very kind. Look at that. If Rick Graham, Guthrie Govan and Steve I had a baby, they'd give it. I like it. I've never really listened to much Gojira. Embarrassed to say. But I had their Neural DSP amp. It was one of my favourites. That's alright. Bad jokes are fine. I should order that new Brett Star. Are those from the last? No, that's just off the top. Do you know what it is with Brett Garsted? You go through, you get the formulas and the method, and then you just do your own thing, and you go through some of the examples. I mean, the legato book is massive, right? Now, I did go through it from cover to cover, okay? But you couldn't possibly just take everything in. But the concepts are brilliant, and I keep coming back to them, and I keep developing things. So, you know, obviously, like one thing I think I was thinking about actually when I was jamming was, you know, moving about the neck and this hand compression. Because normally I would have thought back in the day that actually if I did that, that was bad. But it makes loads of sense when you're doing legato, because you're not actually breaking the sound, there's no massive position shift. Instead of going, I don't know, see there's gaps, isn't there? So you just got to kind of think outside the box. So stuff like that's fine. Yeah, so just boxing your hands together, look. So that one. So that one's 3, 3, 1. No. There's no pick. Hi, F3D. This hand's muting. I think like with the floating hand technique, it sounds a little bit more, slightly more percussive. Yeah, it's noodling on. Thank you, Donald. So yeah, I was saying, like the hybrid picking thing, I had, like, don't get disheartened about it. Like I had 3 failed attempts, and the way that I cracked it was to say, I'm not going to do any upstrokes. That was it, and just play your regular. So like you'll have like your kind of noodly, you'll have your noodly licks, right, that you'll play, and all you're doing is replacing the upstroke with like your middle finger. And any complications you can just work out. But that was the start. And then what I did is I created problems from that, which I was able to solve with the Brett Gorsted hybrid picking book. So that's how I did it. But just doing your regular licks, what you'll find, like if you're doing, what you'll find is that it's a super efficient way, probably the most efficient way, to go across the strings. And you're cutting down on hand movement as well. So you just get a more clear sound. With this finger, or this finger, you're counting thumb. So do you hold your pick with that? Okay, so that's fine. Yeah, so then just use your 3rd finger, that'll work. Let's have a look. I shall demonstrate it. Interesting. Why do you use your middle finger to pick with? I mean, you can use your middle finger. That's fine. This one. So you got your tapping finger as well, haven't you? So you could do that. You could have your bit of hybrid and tapping all going at the same time. I've seen it a few times. All right. Need to play something a bit chilled here. See, there's that weird fingering. Hi Matthew. Cool. Right, their speech starts. So, Mrs. Can you help Anna pack the car? Yes. 5 minutes. Missed that last beat. Right. Okay, everybody. So, I have to head off in a couple of minutes. So, hope everybody's had a nice, pleasant stream. Any last quick questions? Anybody wants to say, have you enjoyed the stream? Have you found that lick that I was teaching badly useful? I hope so. I'm quite enjoying using that idea, and I'll be developing that today. As I on my musical journey, which I'll be playing a lot on acoustic guitar, I would imagine. In fact, actually, I've got 2 hours booked in this morning of teaching. And an hour of that's jamming. Yeah, there was some intense moments, wasn't there? Like, wow. That's the thing when you're in flow. Pattern idea, yes, it's all ideas. It's all ideas for you to then use the way that you want to use them, Donald. So don't feel that you have to, learn everything perfectly that I do on here. You might learn half of what I've shown you, or a quarter of that, and then think, oh, this has given me some ideas I can get from this part of the fretboard to that part of the fretboard. Allow yourself to go on that journey. It's important. That inquisitive mind, you have to do that. So when you're learning boring exercises and an idea that interests you pop into your head, I suggest always doing that idea, because it comes from insight, and that's like an area where you're going to develop your own voice, rather than ignoring it and going, I am playing this exercise. So if an exercise triggers some inspiration to actually do something that's like musical language that you can use, then you should always chase that, pursue that. Okay, would be my advice, and that's part of having fun, isn't it? Because otherwise, just doing the exercise and then ignoring everything else is just crap. I can't do that. All right, everybody. I'm going to go. There isn't a stream tomorrow because I'm in physio with my 1 kilogram weight, pumping iron, doing my rotator cuff exercises. So I do this one here like that, lying on my side, and then I do this, and then I go like this, and those are my rotator cuff exercises on both arms, 3 sets, and there has been improvement. Check the inbox, I will do. Right, and I'm off. Bye everybody.